Alright, so this is not this is not going to be a mercenaries run. I haven't even finished the game yet, but I'm probably going to check out mercenaries before I continue to part 2 if it allows me to try out mercenaries, which came out yesterday. Um, See how it was. Mercenaries came out on Thursday, and today's a Friday. Or maybe it did come out Friday. Like very early morning on Friday. No, I think it came out yesterday, Thursday. Thursday, April the 6th, 2023 is when Mercenaries came out. It was available for download. Um, it was available for download on Wednesday, but it actually officially came out Thursday, April 6th, 2023. So I didn't actually get the notification until um, Wednesday, and then I downloaded it on Thursday. So technically, it actually came out on Wednesday, April the 5th. But I believe for most people, it became available on Thursday the 6th. So it's either Thursday the 5th or Thursday the 6th, April 6th, 2023. So let's see what Mercenaries is all about before I continue. This is an extra game mode, so even if you beat the game or don't beat the game, Mercenary is still playable. We recommend you finish the main story before you play this extra. Obviously, haven't complete the different map locations, so the only thing that would be available would be Leon and the village. The other characters, they're only present after you beat the game. So in Mercenaries, you're offered some good weapons.
Begin.
Alright, so let me restart that. Check out. I keep going into trying to switch out between my menus. It's probably all there within the configuration. Yeah, there it is. It's all right there. He still moves like molasses.
Time's up.
I did better the first time. It's because I've been switching between weapons, that's why. Wasting time switching between weapons. Should have just stuck to the pistol and then...
Begin.
This dude runs so slowly, like he's on a slow dodge. I could do better. I could do better. This dude just jogs. The movements for this character is slow as fuck. What? Makes no sense. I took less damage that one. I guess I kill less enemies and combo speed. Come on, move your slow ass, Leon. The sluggishness of this game is still... Alright, did much better. That's cool. This is good practice. Good practice to use in order to
Begin.
Slightly more difficult than the village. Let's see about the island. How's the island?
Begin.
Oh, I did much better. I did much better than I did with the village. But now I understand how it works. So the green so the green orbs represent timing to increase short durations of time, and the yellow represents large durations of time. At least that's what I'm seeing. So I'll have to check it out. Let me check it out one more time before I continue on. I'll use village as an example. So, just to understand how it works.
Begin. Time's up.
Okay, so mercenaries mode is fun, and it teaches you how to continue on with to be better at shooting, dodging, slashing, and
Sacrificial
how to
lamb,
rationalize your time.
you will receive our most sacred body. It begins now.
fuck? Hey, stop it. Hey, Yankee. Got your name?
Leon.
Quiet type, eh? I'm Luis Serra. Guess you, me, picked the wrongest spot to vacation, eh? Hey! Stop it! You move, I move. And I'm beat up enough as it is. I can see you're thinking. Bet you've been in spots like this before, huh? I guess you're here looking for someone. One more guess. Maybe some missing señorita?
Young girl? Talk. Now.
All right. See, heard chatter about moving a señorita.
Moving her. Where?
Who knows? But later, saw some men dragging someone to the old church. Hanging with you, not healthy.
Hey, we're not done here!
Later, amigo.
Shit, they took my gear. Condor 1 to Roost. I've located Baby Eagle. It sounds like she's being kept in some church.
Great. That's good news.
I heard it from this guy I met. Said his name is Luis Serra. There's something fishy about him. I need you to run a background check.
We'll call Condor 1. I'll see what I can find. In the meantime, make your way to that church.
Right. I'm probably due for confession anyway. Condor 1, out.
See, what I don't understand with regards to Leon S. Kennedy is that, he's not the same wet behind the ears guy that he was when he was in Raccoon City. I mean, he's still a little bit wet behind the ears and, naive with regards to certain things, but this dude is saying what the fuck and all this other stuff within the game now. So it's not like he's a, 100, a religious type, snobby guy or general bourgeois snobby guy or anything like that, or a naive, believer of certain things. It's like he's been introduced to the rough part of the world, not just the infected part of the world, and harsh training and all this. So when he's saying stupid stuff like, due for confession and stuff, like snarky remarks, it's kind of like someone is trying to fuse a different character of Leon into the character of Leon. Like they still try to keep his one-liners to make him seem witty and stuff, but they're dumbass one-liners. They do for a confession anyway. Like, he doesn't seem like the type to go to church, and even if he was, based on the things he'd been doing in the past, totally, makes any sorts of association with church irrelevant. So it's kind of dumb for him to say stuff like that. It would be more like a remark for something else, but not for something directly concerned related towards religion. Due for a confession, I guess it's his way of saying he's long past that point now. So once again, a really dumb thing to say on his part, because if he's long due for confession, he's making fun of him not standing up to his confession and following through his religious vows or any of that stuff. which he's not going to do. So making snark at his past self or whoever he was in the past is kind of like him shitting on his own self. It's kind of dumb in a way. I don't know. It's like they were trying to fuse Leon with someone else. You know, the Leon from Resident Evil 2 was more like the Leon you know. And this Leon is more like, I kind of grew up and grew out of my shell, but at the same time, I still want to attach to that guy. What they should have done is like, they should have removed certain snarky remarks that he would make, unless it's related towards the situation of who he is now, in contrast to who he was from the past. That would be something that the Leon from Resident Evil 2 would say, not this Leon now. So it's like this dude is still trying to, Leon is still trying to hold on to his past. I guess that was the idea, for him to completely hold on to that witty type behavior type thing. It just doesn't feel right for who he's trying to be now. If he's going to be Leon, he should be Leon 100%. If he's trying to be something else, then contradict them being Leon. Another thing I noticed with regards to the game is weapons and weapon handling. The time period for pulling out your weapon and putting down ready is delay. That's like the time on takeoff from him standing here to him getting to that different distance over there is delayed. Now him running, see, the running is at the same speed. That's a steady speed run. But his takeoff time is delayed when he's aiming a weapon, not when he's just standardly taking off from right here. So he shoots down barrel, and then he holsters his weapon to go into a run, and there's a delay, a short delay within him putting his gun away and then taking off. He don't just put the gun down and then he takes off. It's a delay, and that's not good. This boy needs high torque. He doesn't need low torque, he needs high torque for taking off time. I noticed that from the first time I played the first one. So I didn't mention that within the last playthrough. I did mention the delivery time with regards to weapons, but not for delivery time for putting weapons down and then going into a run thereafter. But it was mentioned before in the last video.
Hey, that's my gear.
¡Un forastero! ¡Maldito! ¡Maldito! ¡No puede ser!
be taking these back.
Over here, stranger.
Who's that?
Let's do some business then, eh? Welcome. Nice work. I've got something new for you, mate. What you see is what I've got. If you want a fighting chance out there, you best tune up your kit. Dazzled, are you? Our craftsmanship demands no less. Easy work. Your valuables won't now. You affix one of these beauties into a treasure, and it will fetch a price higher than the sum of its parts. A deal well struck. Still have some new items. You come back anytime. Welcome. rubies or rubbish, it makes no difference. The price, well, that's our choice. Thank you. There's some things money can't buy. You've got a soft spot for treasure, eh? Yeah, that's the way. That cash in your pocket or your life. Easy choice, mate. You'll get some bang for your buck, I guarantee it. Your weapons are in good hands, mate. I'll see you right. Try that on for size. Molding a weapon to suit your specific needs. Oh, it's a thing of beauty, isn't it? Dazzled, are you? Our craftsmanship demands no less. If you want a fighting chance out there, you best tune up your kit. We're starting to get an idea of your tastes, friend. I'll buy almost anything. A deal well struck. Knife needs care every once in a while. Could be the difference between life and death. Will that be all, then? Oh, my back is killing me. Years haven't been kind to us, I suppose. Oh, I knew you'd choose that one. And don't get yourself killed now.
So here's the issue. This guy, once you start running, goes into the pulling his weapon up. No problem. Run,
Take a look.
pull weapon
Something's
up.
bound to catch your eye.
No problem. But if he starts on pulling his weapon up to take off, it's a delay period. Like say if he's shooting someone, pow, pow, pow. And the accuracy of the weapons a little off. Stability of weapons also off. Let's say you're missing a lot. The moment an enemy comes from the left or from the right, or you're shooting an enemy at the front, whether you're missing or catching the enemy, to dodge an enemy swinging their axe directly in front of you, you have to dodge to the left and dodge to the right. But the delay period between the time which you try to go for the dodge as you see the weapon coming or the slash coming, if you're still capping off, period for you to dodge left or right before cap off is done. It's delayed. So you swing to the left or the right. He doesn't swing. See, even if you press down, it's like you have to double tap on the L3 on the controller in order to do so. So shooting, bow, 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 and then all of a sudden you press for the L3, but he doesn't go into the L3 run like he does right there. If you're aiming and all of a sudden you go into the L3, all he does is lower his weapon first and then wait for you to do the L3 after. That's no good. You should be able to go directly into the run as soon as you see the enemies trying to hit you. Doesn't matter if you're aiming down sights and then you go directly into the run. You shouldn't go into the run when your weapon is lowered.
With fun for a reason, stranger.
You should go into the run directly after you see the enemy coming towards you while you're aiming down sights to dodge. You're trying to dodge out the enemy. You see the enemy is about to attack you with an axe and you're supposed to dodge. You shouldn't have to lower the weapon and then dodge thereafter. You should be able to dodge even when the weapon is lifted, in order to show that you could dodge while your weapon's lifted, not weapons in the ready and then you dodge. That doesn't make sense. Realistically, that doesn't make sense. So if you're aiming at someone, then all of a sudden you dodge. You don't, in realism, you don't lower your weapon in order to do a dodge. You would dodge even when your weapon hasn't been gone back to the ready. Even with, like say, even if you're aiming down, you could dodge while you're aiming down. So if they wanted it to be realistic, they should have just, while he's lowering the weapon, he goes into the dodge rather than the weapon completely lowered and then go into the dodge. See, because I'm pressing on the L3 after I let go of the weapon. He doesn't go into the dodge directly after I let go. So I let go. I would have to fully let go in order to go into the run. So fully let go. You cannot let go as soon as you see the enemy, because it will wait.
Why not treat yourself?
You have to fully let go and make sure his gun is in the ready state right here, and then you run. You can't, as he's going in the ready, run. It has to be fully drawn up in order for you to run. See, it doesn't work, because I was trying to take off as soon as he was drawing his gun upwards. That's no good. All you'll do is just walk to the sides. See? So every time he is about to go into, put his gun back into the ready, pow, pow, pow. See? Pow, 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 pow. As soon as I let go, you would think it would go into a run like it did before. I have to fully wait. I mean, it's not too bad, but it's not good either. It's like 1 second off, or half a second off. That's what it is. It's a half a second off. Say, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, because you're trying to do it as soon as the weapon is about to go back into the ready. You can't take off as soon as the weapon's about to go back into ready. The weapon has to be in the ready in order for you to take off. It just won't let you do it. Yeah, so it's about half a second. There's a half a second delay within. There's no delay within him running and then aiming, but there's a delay between him aiming and then trying to go into the running or into the dodge. See, he runs, he aims, no problem. That's real quick. Runs, aim, real quick. Runs, aim, real quick. Runs, aim, real quick. Aim, and then going to run, not real quick. Delay. No good. So I took 3 points away from the game from the beginning. That'll be my fourth. Now half a second's the difference between you getting slashed on the shoulder to you dodging. Because a second, 1 second is exactly what it is. One. As I say the word one, that's 1 second. Half of 1 second. It's a fraction of that second. A half of that second. So if an enemy takes 1 second to take a swing towards you, if you miss the parry, and you're trying to go for the dodge, let's say you don't want to do a parry, you just want to go for the dodge. The second the enemy takes for you to do a swing towards you, for you to dodge, the range for which the axe or whatever it is comes down, it will hit you regardless. So that 1 second to be from point A to point B is the difference between life and death. 1 second for them to swing towards you, next second for you to get hit. 1 second for them to swing towards you, next second for you to dodge out the way. That half a second will still means you'll still get hit. You won't take full damage, but you'll take a percentage off, which will stagger you just a little for someone if another enemy is close to you to take another hit. So that's no good. It didn't hash that out properly, so I'm gonna take a point away from the game for that.
Hello, stranger.
Someone say, "Oh, half a second." I mean, I get the hell out of here. If you're a die-hard gamer, you're supposed to be evaluating every goddamn thing in the game, everything, to see if it works, if it doesn't work. Especially if you're a die-hard gun enthusiast, you don't want delay on your weapon's power, especially delay with capping off. And delay in reload, and delay with load on movement, and delay with capping off on movement. You don't want that stuff. I'll leave that casual bullshit to the people who are casual and say it's no big deal. They're just a bunch of asshole fanatic fans. Like, that's how a lot of people make fun of anime fans and stuff, you know. Like, I'll never be like that, and I get your bitch ass on. Don't ever watch anime. But the thing is, they are gonna watch anime, and they all say they're anime fans and stuff. They just don't want to be like you and stuff. Like, that's the difference between the dude who's a car engineer to the dude who's just a goddamn car mechanic. You know, they're both important. But the goddamn car mechanic ain't making fun of the goddamn car engineer. Completely beetle-headed, or whatever it is that that dude said in that movie, with Martin Lawrence. I forgot. Blue Streak, I think.
The hell am I?
Or if it's like a painter.
¿Dónde estás? ¡Ahí está! ¡No dejéis de... ¡Huele, puto cabrón! ¿Qué coño?
I'll try not to do that. Stealth killing him with a knife kills durability. I'll use cap off. I'll only use the knife for slashing when I need to. But like I was saying, it's like a painter being made fun of for painting images by someone who's you know, a different type of artist, like say a sketch artist or a comic book artist. Like the level of difficulty in painting compared to the level of difficulty with regards to making a comic book is far greater. They're both important, but the damn sketch artist can't make fun of, or the comic book artist or graphic artist can't make fun of the painter, because his shit takes a lot more time, a lot more intricate components with regards to making the thing work and for making it last for as long as it does. Like, and stay your ass in your own lane if you don't like the details with regards to people nitpicking things. They want things to work properly. You want a car to work properly. All the components, the transmission, the torque converters, the water fuel. You want everything to work properly.
Sé que estás ahí. ¡Un forastero!
Out of the way.
Okay. I didn't know there were going to be dudes throwing grenades. Or, dynamite. I think it was dynamite they were throwing. Alright, now that I know there are dudes throwing dynamite, I'm gonna beeline into a nice, safe area.
It's locked.
Puedes correr, pero no te puedes esconder. ¡Un forastero!
Yeah.
Take a look. Something's welcome. Wielded. What can I do you for? A well-tuned weapon can make up for a lack of skill, friend. Got a selection? Hard times, mate. Welcome. What you see is what I've got. Your weapons are in good hands, mate. This kind of work is about finesse, Stray. Good luck to you, stranger. Will that be all, then? Your valuables won't do you much good in the grave. Oh, my back is killing me. Years haven't been come back any time.
Won't open.
Why not treat yourself, mate? Welcome. Well then, what can I do you for? Ruby, thank you. All my wares are in tip-top shape, I assure you. A bit more space never hurt anyone. Perfect size for you, stranger. You'll get some bang for your buck, I guarantee it. Knife needs care every once in a while. Could be the difference between life and death. See how that feels, mate. Fella like yourself should notice the difference right away. What you see is what I've got. I'll buy almost anything. A deal well struck. Why not try your hand at a new gun, stranger? Might save your life. You'll get some bang for your buck, I guarantee it. A well-tuned weapon can make up for a lack of skill, friend. We're starting to get an idea of your tastes, friend. Will that be all, then? Don't get yourself killed now.
not too shabby. Someone has shown up their neighbors. Old photos.
accepted the gift. Gift? My blood?
Condor 1, I've got that intel you requested on Luis Serra. It seems he used to be a researcher for Umbrella.
Umbrella? I should have left him in that bag to rot.
I'm sending you the details. Take a look, but Baby Eagle is your priority.
Copy that. Making my way to the church. Condor 1, out.
Alright, so this is where I'm gonna stop it. Good so far with regards to that, just that one thing with regards to aiming. Dodging directly after you have to wait for that full second. You can't dodge directly as the weapon's going down. Even though you want to, it won't allow you. Especially in a heated situation where every second, or in this case millisecond, counts. You can't do it. You gotta wait till the weapon goes all the way up. It's not that big a deal, but you just gotta remember the timing for when an enemy strikes at you, or the time when you're about to reload to the time of dodging. Because if you're in the middle of a reload, then you go for the dodge. It's the same as raising your weapon and then going for the dodge. You have to wait for Leon to finish reloading at least one bullet before you could do a dodge. So yeah, that's something to consider. I take a point off from it because that's a full second. In reality, if an enemy is coming towards you, you could dodge while you're still holding the weapon in the alert position. Or even when you're about to go back to the ready, you could dodge before you even go back to a full ready. So that's that. Everything else in the game seems to be running smooth. Levels are gradually getting harder. Can't say anything too bad about it. I mentioned everything good about it in the last video. So technically there are only 4 things that are wrong with the game so far, and about 9 to 10 things that are good. Another good thing I discovered in this playthrough in comparison to the last playthrough is development of levels that you go through with regards to the mission. A nice little feature they added in the game. I'm not sure if that was something within first Resident Evil 4, or even if that was a thing in Resident Evil 2 remake, was the fact that if a door is locked, you could leave it locked. An enemy wouldn't be able to enter the door if you leave it locked rather than you kick it open. That way you could cheese in a way to go through a window and bottleneck enemies in a certain area, whether it's on a hill or within a locked area. You just have to make sure you give yourself enough time to cap off at the enemy, especially if in a room an enemy can only come through one area. You lock yourself in that one area, and then they're forced to enter into that area. The best part, like the AI in this game are good to react towards your bullet, but they're not that smart in comparison to other AI in other games. So typically in, like say in a Souls game, if you're capping off and you lock yourself in an area, I would think in that regards, if Dark Souls game had people that could use guns, the enemy would then come towards the window and start firing at you from the window towards your position, or they would throw a grenade inside if they didn't have window, or like I was doing before, the enemies would throw axes at you. They could throw axes at you while you're inside, capping off, rather than them climbing in one at a time. So that's the only thing takeaway I would take with regards to the enemy AI is good, but they're also kind of dumb. I think I'm not going to take a point from that. I will just give a point towards the game for that, because based on difficulty, they dumb it down to a certain difficulty based on the mode that you're playing in. I'm playing in normal mode, so obviously the AI aren't going to react fast enough, recover fast enough, have more strength, or react fast enough towards your bullets, or make smarter decisions when it comes to interacting with certain objects. So yeah, so I like the fact that I could leave doors closed and bottleneck enemies. Um, I'm pretty sure that was a feature in the original OG, but I'm also sure that doors can permanently be locked. Eventually, the enemies were able to get through the doors in order to enter. So I like the fact that they allow for bottlenecking in this game. Not sure 100% if that was the way it was in RE4, but I'm pretty sure there probably was a bottleneck feature in RE4. I just don't remember it. So yeah, I'll give an extra point towards the game for allowing you to use a bottleneck tactics. Not sure if they intended for bottleneck tactics to be implemented, but like the fact that you could outsmart the AI when it comes to, I wouldn't say AI, outsmart the program of the game software in order to make sure the bots that are being programmed to do certain things are forced to come through a door rather than are forced to come to a window rather than to a door, because they're not programmed to kick down doors and stuff. They're only programmed to enter through doors that are open or windows that are open, but they can't kick it down. Only Leon can do that. So that's a nice way to use that to your advantage. So yeah, there are 10 things good with regards to this game, and about only 4 things in this game that are not so good so far. So starting from a base of 5, um, I would say the game's right now um, at a 6, at a full 6 right now. I haven't gotten to, I would say more like it was a 6.1. But I say it's a total of 6. I already spoke with regards to color and fabric design and shades and shadows and realism of hair and strands, reloads, the realistic look of weapons, customization with regards to weapons, um, uh, fixing your weapons and adjusting your weapons, swapping out weapons within your weapon wheel, um, and obviously better storage. I wouldn't say better storage, but the better management of storage and usage of items. So those are the 10 things I discovered with regards to the game. But I say it feels more like a 6.1 because the environment of the game is also done also far better than that of Resident Evil 4. And maybe 6.2 now I think about it, because obviously the most obvious is that the characters, they look more realistic in comparison to the RE4. They don't look as polygon in form and as plastic in face. So that's another realism apart from clothes in here. Texture of skin and reaction of skin, that's also in there. So in all truth, I'm at a 6.2 with regards to the game. I say only 6 because I wasn't paying attention to skin. I just include that as part of the realism of the clothing in here, but skin is a different scenario with regards to clothing in here. So right now I'm at a 6.2, so I'll just give it a 6.2 where I am right now. So in total, the game is at a 6.2. Um, yeah, because realism of hair, realism of clothing, realism of skin is the same I will apply to realism of the carpet fabric. The fabric Leon's wear, if you make the fabric that Leon's wearing for his pants and his shirt realistic, you can make the fabric realistic for what's on the ground and stuff. So fabric, hair, and skin texture with regards to the worlds, apply that onto clothing as well. Now, if you want to go into interior design, we could go into stuff like placement of objects, placement of a bed, placement of tables, placement of things. Do they look realistic, and are are they shape realistic or form realistic with regards to how beds and how sheets and how tables and wallpaper, how those things are realistic. You go into the realism of those things as well, or at least the shapes. Are bed shapes like beds? Are kettles shaped like kettles? And do they have that realistic look to them? Or are they just shaped like overall silhouette shaped with some color to give it that sense of realism? So rendering with regards to these things. But I'll take that away because the original game had those things, placement of things as well that look realistic and placed realistic. So the only thing that's more done better with regards to that is more the rendering and sharpness of those objects, um, and of course some better color management of those things. So um, I guess I could give it a 6.3 regards to that. Um, though it feels kind of cheap in a way because it feels kind of like the same, but it is far better than the original one. So I I'll give it a 6.3 for that as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of anything else possible before I get off regards to this. And I already spoke. I think I spoke on everything I've seen so far. I'm not gonna get into stuff like paintings and stuff. Um, yeah, I think I covered everything I could possibly think of so far. Lighting and shadows. Um, I think I'll get into reflections and everything on another video, such as um, I think did I get into reflections with regards to reflections and lighting effects on characters, or um, the use of shadows with regards to the actual image of the character. As I remember originally back in the past when you used to create video games, you used to just attach another form of the character as as a not as a modification or used to attach a duplication of a character's self to themselves, and put it right in front of the character and black it out completely so it would look like an opacity, but it would look completely black in form in order to create a shadow. That's how it used to be done in the past, but now it's just use the lighting from the environment on a 3D model, and it should, once the lighting on the model happens, um, it doesn't actually give a reflection. It's just light that will show up on the back of the character's back. The reflection has to be something with creating the image of the character, like duplicating the character's image and having the character fall without attaching it. Um, in order for that to happen, I'm not sure exactly what code it is that does that, but it's no longer duplication of the character themselves. Then attach the character, duplicate the character by the feet in order to create the shadow. It's something that's done differently now. I know in the past that's why the way it used to be, but now it's something totally different. Now I have to look it up. I'm only remembering from how it used to be done in the old school games from the 80s and 90s. But so far, everything in the game is fine. I used to do that in back in the days of when Flash used to be like a big thing as well, saving movies and SWFs and all this. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh yeah, I spoke on the map and everything. That's what I was forgetting. The map. The map. That's what I was talking about. The map. 6.4. With regards to the map, I almost forgot the map. The map is better than that of the original OG RE4, and it's a little bit slightly better than the original RE2 remake. So the map is better. Um, Key items is about the same as RE2 remake. Um, Notes are about the same within the note slot as RE2 remake. And I already spoke regards to inventory, use of placement of storage and weapons. So yeah, um, and placement of key items are almost the same. So the only thing that's really a little bit, slightly a bit different is the map. So yeah, 6.4. So that's the only thing I forgot regards to um, what I said last time I played it. So right now I'm at a 6.4 regards to the game so far, and the story is not so bad either. Um, but it's still the same as the OG story. Do I? Is it better than the original Resident Evil 4 story? I would say it's in the same ballpark with regards to certain things that are changed up to make it more modernized, such as seeing Hunnigan full and then seeing how Leon was trained. So it's slightly better in certain things and slightly worse in others. So I would say they're about samey when it comes to certain delivery. Like they didn't show the whole destruction of bridge. They didn't show the whole some quick pro code from the car drivers towards Leon, like they didn't pass. So they took out certain things that were good and include other things that were bad, but they put in certain things that were good and took out other things that were bad. So I would say they're about the same. So I'll give it a point, another point for it being true to its original story and just slightly better with regards to how certain dialogue and certain scenes are executed. I would say about 1 point more better than that of the original, or two if you like the whole introduction of this, better than the first Resident Evil. So yeah, it's just slightly better, about a point better than the original delivery of the intro. And that should be obvious. Not certain scenes, just the delivery of certain things are just slightly better in how they were delivered, which is supposed to be obvious since this is a more recent game. So yeah, 6.5. Now I think about it, 6.5, and I think that's all I could think about right now. That's all I could think about. I mean, I already spoke on weapon usage. Did I actually speak on how he's holding the gun? Is it is he holding it realistically? When he switched the guns, is he holding it properly? And when the gun caps off, are they recoiling correctly? The is the recoil on the guns as they go off due to firing, are they accurate? So I haven't spoke on that yet. I'll speak on that tomorrow. Um, when I continue this, if I continue this tomorrow, I might continue this on Sunday and stuff. And tomorrow I get back into Neverwinter. But if the recoil on the gun is as accurate as realistic as the recoil with regards to certain weapons within RE2 remake, and if it's better than RE2 remake and Resident Evil 4, and realistic with regards to real guns, then I would say, yeah, it's a 6.6 with regards to that in the game as well. So slowly but surely, I'm getting a hell of a lot more positive feedback with regards to the game itself and the reaction of things itself. Fun factor, I guess I could give it another point for fun factor. I'm enjoying the game a lot. I just played a little bit of Mercenaries. I'm enjoying it. So training yourself how to aim properly, how to move faster is good. So I would say fun factor, I could get it up to a 6.6. So yeah. Um, Anything else? Environment sounds, sound effects, environment sounds. Sound effects, good. Sound effects of the gun, good. Sound effects of the environment, good. Um, Sound effects of characters as they're speaking and talking, or Leon breathing ridiculously loud. Those sound reaction or sound effects are actually good as well. So 6.7 regards to sound effects added. So, and then there's visual effects as well. It's not just environment, art, visual effects with regards to the game as well. So that's 6.8. Visual effects is good. So I didn't speak on that either. Speaking on environment and one thing and realism, but visual effects with regards to smoke and regards to explosion and particle effects, 6.8. The hub system is and options are also good. Um, Changing up cameras, good, 6.9. And having a hub with regards to showing how that your weapon is there and durability of weapon. So having a good and fast hub for both weapon as well as to show where your health is, where your gun is, where your knife is, all at the same time. That's good. So now at a 7. The game does have a tutorial, so that's a 7.1 right there for just having the tutorial. And decent tutorial at that, not too complicated, but kind of shallow. But it has a tutorial nonetheless, so that's 7. 7.1 because in certain things within the tutorial done pretty good. So I would say it's between the tutorial and challenges. I would say it's the game is now at a 7.1. And button configuration, you could change that up pretty good. So moving camera around, display around, all this is part of configuration. That's all good. So far I'm at 7.1. And then volume sounds, the volume sounds and the brightness sounds, brightness of the game. I like the volume of the game and the levels of volumes where you could ambient sounds. Sound effects menu. I like the fact subtitles can be added. It's not just simply subtitles, but subtitles you could change the text size and all this. So sound effects is good. So that's a 7.2. Changing text, dialogue text and all that increases size, maximizes size, changes color, display color. That's not really necessary. all games have subtitles, so I'm not going to give it a point for that. Changing the color of the text towards who's speaking and all this, they did a lot of stuff for just text alone, simply because they know certain people can't can't hear, so they did that. So I appreciate that. 7.3 with regards to the game so far, and I would say visual accessibility, auditory accessibility, and motion sickness, 7.4. These included within the game are also imperatives and make the game good. And I like that they include that in the game as well. And um, language is not something I'm worried too much about. We'll give it a point for that. I already spoke with regards to hub and messaging with hub and brightness. Um, and I did take a point away from the game with regards to you only be able to increase the brightness to high and low, but you can't increase the color. So that was one of the four things I took away from the game. So 6.4, 6.5 right now goes to the game based on everything I'm seeing and everything I remember from the first playthrough. Um, I like the fact it cut us motion blur, camera acceleration, all this with regards to camera and controlling. Spoke on that. That was the 7.4, 7.5. Um, Reticle deceleration. Yeah, so right now with regards to the game, I'm at a 7.4, 7.5. And I can't think of anything else beyond these things. Um, I'm not going to add mercenaries as part of my points because that's a separate mode all by itself and part of a downloadable content as an attachment to this game. So yeah, that's all the things I could possibly think of. I could possibly see with regards to everything that within inventory. I guess I could. I mean, if I wanted to, I could give it a 7.6 for simply how the window of the background and the background design of everything is on a black background with opacity, and then usage of high white to represent the text so you can see easily. So black and white are two colors that are polar opposite of each other. Easy to use, and then put it like on low opacity, faded overlay. It's very simple. Not too strenuous towards the eyes as well. Like the Resident Evil 4 had a full-on design in the back, but I guess I could say that's a takeaway. Where the background in the original RE4 was much more stylized and far more interesting. It's just a plain old background, even though it makes it easier for you to see using the plain old black and white format. So I'll give it a point for making it easier to see using the plain old black and white format of the background and the foreground, but I'm not going to give it a full 1 point for that. I'm going to take off a half a point from that. So I really want to give it a 7.6, but I'll give it a 7.55 because the old school game had a far more interesting background with regards to rolling out and looking at your items within your attaché and the design of the whole model system around it with regards to background and going through key items in this had a far more interesting background compared to this one, which is far more normal and quick-witted, quick-placed, rather than more detailed and more intricate than the last one. I would say the last one was very that much intricate. I would say it's just more love and care went into just deciding to give the background more interesting feel rather than a smogish black background feel towards the overall look of the um, selecting from different location to location. I guess it's more easy to access it based on this, on fact, on black and white, make it look like an X-ray, but not in green format, but in black and white format. Um, it feels kind of cheap though, um, but it's also at the same time feels easier on the eyes to use it, rather than the eyes trying to recognize all these different type of colors. So yeah, 7.55. I wanted to give it a full 7.6, but 7.55. So right now I'm already at the mid sevens, 7.5 going to 7.6. I mean, if I really wanted, I could give it 7.6. So right now I'm at a good 7.5 in the game. So yeah, I'll end it right here. And when I get back to the game, I probably on Sunday, I'm continuing on, and it'll probably go past 7.5. In fact, I could easily see this game getting into the 9 territory based on the fact of what I'm seeing right now. And if the weapons and different weapons I'm given are going to be far better than the ones I have now, and the levels that I'm going to be playing at, and enemies I'm going to fighting are going to be far better than the ones they are right now, I'm going to have far more fun. And also, I guess based on the outfits that I'm going to be wearing, as well as the story, as well as the levels, as well as um, the usage of certain items in certain situation, and I guess the scare and the gore, and if this game has scarier levels than what I'm introduced to right now, because it feels more like an action zombie game rather than a paranoid zombie game. If it has scary levels in there, then I'll give it a point for that as well. So I could easily see this game getting into the nines territory. Um, I don't at the moment. I can't see it getting into the high nines territory, unless the game offers you a lot of weapons and a lot of customizations and a lot of different modes as well. And in New Game Plus, when you beat the game the first time, you get to keep all these things and experience the game with new perks and new secrets. So that's another thing. Collectibles and secrets. There are collectibles throughout this game as well, and secrets throughout this game. So, and challenges of finding secrets and collectibles. So yeah, now think about it. There are collectibles that you have to find in the game. So that's a 7.6 right there. And there are, other than collectibles, there are secrets in order to get better stuff also in the game. So that's 7.7. Um, and I already spoke about challenges, so that's nothing. So right now I'm already at, now think about it, I'm already at 7.7. I was just about to jump off the game when I realized, oh, there are secrets in the game in order to get good stuff. And there are collectibles in the game that are included as well. So you can get trophies as well as get more accessories or customizable items towards weapons and stuff. And there's a shooting gallery that pops up later in the game. So yeah, so 7.6, 7.7, and then I believe the shooting gallery would make it 7.8, and that offers you better attachment towards guns and I guess more health and all this stuff as well, and bigger prizes at the end. So now that I know this, I would say 7.8 based on that knowledge. And then you could say 7.9 for um, the merchant, based on the was the merchant with respects for the original game. Is the merchant better than the original merchant or as good as the original merchant? Well, I like the voice acting for the original merchant better than this voice acting for this merchant, and that's it. What this merchant says is better than the original merchant, but I like the voice acting for the original merchant better. So yes, this merchant is slightly better than the original merchant. Um, how he delivered lines and how he offered items is slightly better than the original merchant. So I like that. So um, yeah, so now I'm at an 8. Um, what he offers and how his inventory list pops up is better than the original. So yeah, now I'm at an 8 with regards to the game from the merchant. And that's it. The merchant was the last thing I could think of. I think I've spoke on everything so far. So even if you even if you were to nitpick this game, um, I would say the least you could ever give this game, if you were a hater of the Resident Evil, the least you could give this game is an 8. Because I know there's a hell of a lot more stuff coming down the pipes. But if you can't think of anything else, the very minimum, this game is an 8. But I know this game is not an 8. This game probably has like at least 20 things more that are better. Or at least, if not 20 things, 10 to 15 things more that are better. So it can easily hit, I could easily see this game getting to a 9.5. I could easily see this game getting to a 9.5. I could find, I'm pretty sure I can find at least 15 to 20 things in this game that are good. And maybe 10 more things I could find in the game that are bad. So I could see this, subtracting those 10 things from those 20 things, I could see this game being in the low 9s territory. But fun factor included, the fun factor alone in the game so far is a full 1 for me. Aside from the point 1, point 2, point 3, the fun factor alone for me is a full 1. So if I'm to add fun factor right now, because I'm having lots of fun in the game right now, or if, let's say, fun factor does not deserve a full 1, fun factor deserve half, I would say right now, if I'm to give this game half of the fun factor, a point 0.5, I would be right now where I am at it as a 8.5. So right now, if I was to give the game a full 1 for its fun factor alone, it's already at a 9. But if I was to be very picky about the fun factor and say, what is it I found fun? I found everything fun. Inventory management fun, shooting enemies fun. I didn't like the movement from the game, that wasn't fun. Respects for the everything in the game so far is fun, other than those 4 things. So if I do things by point 1, point 2, point 3, and then I get a full 1, I've already named off already 10 things in the game so far. They're already magnificent. So by those 10 things, base the 10 things, realism, environment, reaction time, those are all fun things to me. So those are all added towards the fun factor of the game. So right now, if I was to include fun to the game, it's a full 1 overall. But if I was to nitpick and say certain things aren't where they're supposed to be, I would half that full 1 to about a point 0.5. So being as realistic as I possibly can, and prejudice at the same time, not prejudice, um, being picky at the same time, not being picky, the game is at an 8.5. So yeah, Resident Evil 4 Remake, haven't even got to the halfway point. I'm already at 8.5. So that's it for this video.